So every single touch point in your business is an interaction that a customer has. You guys have probably heard that you want at least 7 to 10 touch points before the customer decides to buy from you. Everybody's kind of heard that, like generality, you want to try to reach those 7 to 10 touch points.
And touch points you mean by when the customer sees your brand?
Yes. Yeah. So they drive by you on the road, they see your vehicle, that can be a touch point. They see your yard sign, branded yard sign specifically, that can be a touch point. The sales conversation with the sales guy, that's a touch point. The call that Elise does is follow-up, that's a touch point. Visiting your website for the first time, or the second time, or the third time, each time they visit is an additional touch point. So the theory, Cowboy Collins' theory of touch points, because we've had a lot of conversations about this, is that it's kind of like a mathematical equation where we're trying to look for an increase in conversion rates, CR, and then mathematically, the more touch points that we can include, like good touch points, not just like an email that like they never open, right? So like actual interactions, we can mathematically kind of increase our conversion rates, our closing rates by 5 to 10% per touch point. So if inside of my business, if I only have 3 touch points total, like I'm gonna have a lower overall increase in conversion rate because I'm not including enough touch points. But if I can get that from 3 to, let's say, 20 touch points from the first time they're interacting with my brand up to, when I follow up for the last time 6 months from now until I finally give up, 20 good touch points, then we could be looking at an overall bump in conversion rates of double. Like I've doubled my conversion rate. I'm selling 40%, and I've got it all the way up to 80% close rate because I've included more touch points. And I've done this exercise with people in the past. So part of this theory of touch points is some of the things that we do and what you do that some of us are not doing. And so this is kind of like a little brainstorming activity, and I want you guys to come up with a number. We're going to be a little bit open here, and we're going to actually kind of calculate how many touch points we are currently doing with our customers. And we can kind of see how that mathematically might be lowering or increasing our conversion rates because of how many touch points we are including. All right. So first, let's brainstorm collectively. I'm going to write down a lot, and anything that you guys are doing is a touch point, like a good customer experience interaction here, not an email that hit the spam box. All right. Not that email can't be a good touch point when done correctly. Okay. I have a service that I use in one of my businesses. It's called Bonjoro. Has anybody ever heard of Bonjoro? Bonjoro, anybody? Okay, so what Bonjoro does is I am able to jump on my computer, and you can have your sales reps do this, you can have lots of people do this inside of the business, and I turn on the camera, and Bonjoro makes it really simple for me to send a customized, personalized video to each of my customers. And my open rates for email, if you've heard about like open rates, like sometimes you get really low email open rates because people get like 200 emails in a day. My open rate for my Bonjoro personalized videos is a 50% open rate. And the reason why is because it'll say something like, hey, I just created a customized personal video for you, Daniel Din, and they recognize Daniel Din, and it says I created a personalized video for you, and they're like, what's this? And then they open, and they lots of times click and watch the personalized video that I sent them. So it's a great touch point that I use in some of my businesses that actually creates a lot of goodwill with my customers. So out of all these, these are just some of the ones that we've mentioned so far. Go ahead and if you have a good customer experience touch point, we'll go ahead and add it to the list so that we can see where we kind of have some holes inside of our follow-up. Okay? Yard signs, very good. All right. We obviously have also the website. And then you can do visit 1, visit 2, etc. to the website.
Social media advertisement.
Yes. Social media. Of course. Brandon is getting pretty good at that from what I've heard.
I'm just now helping more people. I've always been really well at it, but I've done well, but now I'm just helping more people.
Yeah. So if you think about even if they don't click,
Yeah.
sometimes the number of impressions that are happening just across social media, it's like,
Yeah.
you guys, it gives the appearance that you're everywhere. Okay.
Right.
And that goes a long, long way. So that reminds me. So sometimes we're running a business and we don't have branded T-shirts, right? We don't look like we're part of a team. So just the fact that I have my business name on the T-shirt can add to the fact that, hey, there's more credibility going on here. And when we say T-shirts, we actually have an instance where we gave away how many T-shirts at that event a couple of years ago?
12 or 1,500.
12 or 1,500 T-shirts in Ludington at a local event. And what did the T-shirt say? I love Ludington.
Up north living.
Up north. There you go.
Up north living.
Up north living. And then,
It's a design, and then we just put our logo real small on the sleeve.
there you go.
People wear them everywhere. Like, you cannot go anywhere in this town without seeing one of those shirts. And it could be a kid, it could be an adult. Community events have been huge for us. Huge.
T.
What do you guys all do?
Events.
I bought some vinyl gutters, because I didn't want metal gutters. Fill them with water.
Sales.
And we do rubber duck squirt gun races. So we bring squirt guns and drop a rubber duck in the gutter and they race them.
All right, D-mail, because we're not talking about direct messages. We're talking about direct mail.
Direct mail?
Okay.
So door hangers?
Door hangers, direct mail.
Text messages?
Text messages, perfect. Text messages.
And you can follow up phone calls.
So mailers? Is that direct mail or mailers?
One of my favorite touch points that Colin does that increases sales conversion rates day of is Colin likes to train the sales reps to, when they're close, to stop at a gas station and like actually be at the gas station and say, hey, you know, I'm picking up a drink. I'm 10 minutes out. What can I grab for you? It's another touch point because it's like the conversation right before the real conversation, right?
Right.
And building that goodwill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one I really love, and I just talked to Isaac about this. Isaac's been up here. He left North Carolina Tuesday. And so his estimates are stacking up for him next week, right? And I said, hey, you'd be in a really good spot if you called all of them and said, hey, I see on my schedule next week at this time. Really looking forward to it. That's it. Just another touch point, right? Hey, sorry, I was out of town. I was off learning more about how I could be a better gutter person, and I could serve you better in the gutter industry. I'm really excited to bring some new stuff, and you get to reap the benefit of that. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So we got enough ideas here. I want you guys to take 60 seconds and come up with a number. Like how many touch points are you currently implementing in the business? One of my favorite, and this is a writer downer. This is like a Daniel Din original. Sales generate sales. I just love saying it. Sales generate sales.
Who believes that?
You're one of us?
Yeah, and so sometimes we have somebody struggling, and it's like, dude, you just gotta like get some sales, like even if you have to drop the price a little bit, just so that you because sales generate sales. If I sell to Mrs. Smith today and I'm only making $500 off of the job, that really sucks. We hate that. But because sales generate sales, because I did Mrs. Smith, I get to talk to all the neighbors around Mrs. Smith, and that could easily turn into another sale at full retail where I'm making a couple thousand off of the sale because sales generate sales.